Stoel Rives and Utah Business are pleased to present the 2022 Innovation Awards, recognizing innovations, innovative professionals, and companies in the state of Utah. Today's event is sponsored by Digital Bytes Production and Design, Web, Assure, BioUtah, Clark Capital Partners, Finicity, a MasterCard company, Fluid Power Training Institute, GlycoSurf, Intergalactic, Skull Candy, Smart Rain, Spark XR, and World Trade Center Utah. And now, please welcome your Master of Ceremonies, KSL News Weekend Anchor, Debbie Worthen.
Oh, thank you. I'm too busy talking up here. I didn't even hear my name get announced. Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2022 Stoel Rives and Utah Business Innovation Awards, and congratulations to all of this year's finalists. Let's give a round of applause. Stoel Rives has celebrated innovative companies and their accomplishments since hosting the first Innovation Awards in Salt Lake City in 2002. Utah Business is pleased to be partnering with Stoel Rives this year to recognize Utah's vibrant community of innovators, from startups to established companies and their breakthrough creations. In celebrating successful innovations, this program aims to build the state's economy by acknowledging and rewarding the creative minds fueling innovations within it. So how did we come up with this year's finalists and winners? Well, we compiled a third-party committee made up of peers and leaders from the state's business, civic, and academic communities. Innovations, whether products, services, or processes, were judged on their novelty, market need, economic impact, and disruption of the status quo. I love that. During today's program, we'll see the stories of these incredible innovations that are growing and thriving in today's challenging business world. A little bit about Utah Business. Utah Business provides award-winning, in-depth journalism on the tech and entrepreneurial businesses at the forefront of our nation's economy. Their print and digital publication reaches executives across the state and provides live, deep dive events on the industry shaping our future. Please welcome Editor-in-Chief of Utah Business Magazine, Ellie Griffin.
Hello, welcome. I am so excited for this event. So this is actually a new one for Utah Business. This is our very first Innovation Award, but we were talking to our partner, Stoel Rives, and we realized that though Utah Business recognizes our state's CEOs, CXOs, the fastest growing companies in Utah, the best companies to work for, we didn't really have anything that awarded innovation. So these unique, amazing, inspiring things that we can do to change the world around us. And that's when we came up with the idea for the Innovation Awards. We hope this would be something that we could really honor, companies that are changing the game, like Intergalactic, which is patenting advancements in aerospace. Spark XR, which is using AR and VR technology so that we can experience places we might not be able to in real life. Or Reefs, which is engineering structures that mimic coral reefs in the ocean. These are some really inspiring companies, and I'm really excited to share these videos with you today so you can learn more about them. These people are not just looking at what the problems are, but they're coming up with solutions for how to solve it. Before we get into all of that, I do want to thank our partner, Stoel Rives, who provided invaluable insight with us in collaboration on today's event. And I also want to thank our sponsors, Digital Bytes Production and Design and Web, as well as all of our primary sponsors. Thank you so much for all of your support, and congratulations to this year's honorees.
Stoel Rives provides best-in-class legal counsel to sophisticated business clients at every stage of their evolution. With 350 attorneys in 7 states and Washington, D.C., Stoel Rives is a nationally recognized leader in the technology industry. Clients turn to Stoel Rives for their most complex business challenges, from deals and disputes to compliance and planning. Please welcome from Stoel Rives, partner and chair of the Technology and Intellectual Property Group, Brian Park.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this year's Utah Innovation Awards. As mentioned, I'm Brian Park. I'm a partner in our Seattle office and the chair of the Technology and Intellectual Property Law Practice. It's nice to see so many familiar faces in the audience in person this time. Current and former friends and colleagues, a number of clients and collaborators, and perhaps even a few former adversaries, now friends. Today, we're here to honor the companies, the individuals, and the great ideas who represent the creative visionaries in Salt Lake City and the greater Utah area. Technology innovation and intellectual property law are often thought of as flip sides of the same coin. The only American president to have been issued a US patent once quipped, "The patent system adds the fuel of interest to the fire of genius." While that very much aligns with what we're here today to celebrate, and we should all be proud to be a part of it. Having sponsored and presented these awards for Lowe these past 20 years, Stoel Rives is proud of how far this program has come. After taking a pandemic pause, we're thrilled to hold the program in person again and to celebrate the exceptional businesses gathered here today. For me, the most gratifying part of my work is to help entrepreneurs and emerging companies along their journeys. Our goal as a law firm is to bring to bear our team of corporate and IP practitioners with their specialized legal knowledge to help businesses go from new startup ventures to the future giants of business and industry. Whether your core technology pertains to energy, natural resources, healthcare, medical devices, or otherwise, the path can certainly be equally arduous and gratifying. As IP lawyers, we take pride in helping to blaze that path and helping to carry the burden for you. Since its own inception, the Utah Innovation Awards were meant to honor Utah as the home to visionary innovators and community builders. Because of its pioneering spirit, the Beehive State has distinguished itself as a hub for corporate growth, technology, and industry. Now, before this year's finalists and winners are announced, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our presenting partner, Utah Business Magazine. As you know, Utah Business is known as the magazine for decision makers, and I'd like to give special thanks and recognition to 2 people, Utah Business's Director of Events, Lynette Cloward, and its Senior Account Executive, Justin Dunkley. If you've not already read this June's issue, I highly recommend that you do so. It features profiles on each of today's finalists. I'd also like to call out with sincere appreciation our sponsors and all of you who generously helped make this event come together today. In particular, I'd like to thank some of our long-term partners and collaborators who are also serving as judges this year. Kelvin Cullimore, President and CEO of BioUtah, Andrew Sweeney, Director of Emerging Technologies at the Global Technology Transfer Group, Gary Olson, Chief Marketing Officer at the VPI Technology Group, and Tom Yude, COO and VP of Engineering at Turner Innovations. I'd also like to thank certain of my Stoel Rives colleagues who were instrumental in organizing and coordinating all the details for the program today, Mars Chu and Bree Metherall. Thank you all. We couldn't have done it without you. And with that, let's put our hands together for all of our sponsors and to congratulate all of our worthy award winners, honorees, and competitors.
Thank you, Brian. Now, what we have all been waiting for. We are very excited to move to the recognition part of today's program. Video clips of each of the finalists will be shown for the different categories. Following the video, we will first announce the honorable mention recipient, followed by the second place, and then the first place for each category. As a reminder, if you are the first place award winner today, you will have the opportunity to say a few words as you are presented with your award. So let's get started and learn more about the finalists in the category of Advanced Manufacturing, Construction, and Design. If you would please turn your attention to the video screens.
So the Fluid Power Training Institute designs and builds products to teach students how to work on and around hydraulic systems effectively and safely. Our two most innovative products are the MF102, which is a hydraulic training simulator, and the MF500, which is a hydrostatic transmission training simulator. So what we have found is that a large majority of fluid power technicians do not have proper hydraulics training. And so our simulators really touch on three things for the student. First, how to operate and work around hydraulic systems safely. Secondly, how to maintain the hydraulic system effectively. And lastly, how to effectively troubleshoot a hydraulic system when a problem occurs. Our innovation changes our industry in that we are the only manufacturer of hydraulic simulators that have this electronic fault built into the system. So as the student is interacting with the simulator, we are able to create an electronic fault with a variety of different hydraulic components. So the student is forced then to troubleshoot and critically think through the problems within the circuit.
So we do next generation thermal management systems, and the reason that's important is there's a lot of stuff coming out in aerospace and space right now that uses a lot of electronics and computing power that's never been used before, and that stuff all generates a lot of heat. So legacy equipment doesn't really help out with that problem. It's too much heat. So we've come up with new ways to deal with it that have never been done before, and it's a really big deal for everything that goes in the sky. Our systems are really like taking a home air conditioner and shrinking them down to a really small size. So if you think about a computer, it has a fan in it. Everybody, is familiar with that. You can hear the fan when they turn the computer on. This is sort of the same principle, but it's just way more complicated. More complicated aerospace systems that are, have a ton of computing power. So we're just taking that concept and making it work for these platforms. There's been a need, especially in aerospace, for advanced thermal management. It's an incremental industry. It's very risk adverse. So people are always trying to do step change innovation within the confines of what already is there. And we just decided to scrap all that and start from scratch. And so we took, we didn't want to use a 50-year-old innovation and try and make it work for today. It's just not possible.
Our innovation is an external protection material, or EPM, that is designed specifically to ensure that flight vehicles, are able to withstand any type of environments, whether that be a natural or a threat-based. What we came up with is a multi-layered rubber-based system where every layer is intended to mitigate a particular type of threat, whether that be aerothermal, erosion, ablation, or impact. And this system is then combined together and applied onto the vehicle to provide a protection system that can withstand a long time. Most of the strategic and tactical systems will be in place when your grandchildren are alive. So these materials not only have to be 100% effective, but also have to have the longevity to last for generations.
Here we go. The honorable mention winner in the Advanced Manufacturing, Construction, and Design category. Congratulations to Fluid Power Training Institute Recognized today for the MF500 Hydraulic Training Simulator, please welcome to the stage Rory McLaren, founder, director, and lead product designer. The second place winner is Northrop Grumman for their Innovation External Protection Material. Congratulations. Please give a warm welcome to their staff research scientist, Dr. Chris Deemer. And our first place winner in the Advanced Manufacturing, Construction, and Design category is Intergalactic. For their aerospace thermal management, please welcome their CEO, Brian McCann.
So, Cody, can you stand up real quick? Can everybody give Cody a round of applause really fast here? I can't really clap. The only part of this speech that I've contemplated is embarrassing Cody, because 2 minutes ago he said, "Are you giving a speech?" And I said, "They're not asking us to give speeches." So I'm trying to kill some time by at least recognizing Cody, who's an amazing employee. No, we're really grateful to be here and for the opportunity. We're grateful for Utah Business and for the opportunities that they've given us and for the recognition. What we're doing is truly game-changing. It applies to every single major aerospace company, including Northrop Grumman. We certainly have a lot of respect for. So the opportunity to be here in the same category as them is mind-blowing, and we're so thankful and grateful for that. So we're going to do some great things. We're in St. George, which is different, and we're excited about the future and really appreciate the honor. Thank you.
Well, how exciting is this? Congratulations to our first set of honorees. Please turn your attention to the video screens to see our commercial software finalists.
Our product is iDetect Plus. It is the world's first automated polygraph. Unlike a traditional polygraph, this product includes an ocular sensor that can detect if you're lying, plus all of the traditional physiological sensors that a traditional polygraph has. So the beginning of iDetect, the ocular-based lie detector, started by a group of scientists at the University of Utah in 2002. We productized the ocular-based deception detection in 2014. About 2 years ago, we started exploring this ability to add traditional polygraph sensors in a less intrusive way, where the test could be given in an automated fashion by a computer. It's truly a disruptive solution in the industry. The polygraph, the traditional polygraph, was invented in 1921. With the launch of iDetect Plus, where you can now automate this process of giving a more accurate polygraph, individuals without months of training can utilize the product.
Our innovation is called isogeometric analysis, and what this is it's a technology that allows designers and engineers to bring products to market a lot faster. There's a lot of interest today to run a simulation to see how the model will behave in real real life. In the past, they needed to do things like crash testing prototypes of cars. And now there's a big industry to see if you can just simulate all that digitally to save a lot of money. The issue is that for the last 40 years, all that simulation has been done on an approximation of the design model, and it takes weeks to approximate the model from the exact model, and then what you're running a simulation on is not the exact thing that will be manufactured anyway. And so what we've invented is a way to run a simulation on the exact data that will be manufactured, so you can have much more accurate predictions of how the product will behave in real life. Coreform's working most closely with automotive, aerospace, defense, nuclear energy industries, where you can imagine it really matters to know how that design will behave decades after it's been actually manufactured.
The name of the innovation is the Immersion Automated Speaking Assessment. It's a language assessment that's fully completed online that actually measures speech. Typically to measure how well someone can speak, not just grammar, not just reading comprehension, but actually how well someone can produce speech requires a human rater. It requires someone with a lot of skills, highly trained, using a rubric that has to interact, has to interface with the person that they're evaluating in order to try to elicit enough speech to get a comprehensive understanding of someone's ability. The innovation is a way to use speech recognition, natural language processing, and some pretty advanced algorithms and statistical procedures and methodologies in order to approximate and predict someone's speaking ability without needing a human rater. When you have a reputation for a stronger team in terms of language ability, you're able to retain your clients better. The call centers that are using this assessment have a higher quality workforce. We have fewer customer satisfaction issues. They're able to resolve our problems much quicker. And so it's becoming recognized as a global standard.
Okay, congratulations to Emerson, recognized as our honorable mention for their automatic speaking assessment innovation. Please welcome their Chief Strategy Officer, Dr. Jacob Burtis. The second place recipient is Coreform LLC, recognized today for their isogeometric analysis. Congratulations and welcome to the stage their chief inventor, Dr. Mike Scott. And the winner in the commercial software category is Converus for their iDetect 20 innovation. Please give a warm welcome to Todd Mickelson, CEO of Converus.
So I'd like to just, on behalf of our employees, our scientists out of the University of Utah, and our partners, thank Stoel Rives, Utah Business, and the selection committee for selecting iDetect Plus. People often ask us what we do, and I respond by saying we do next generation lie detection. And they immediately step back and question whether or not they want to be talking to me. And in reality, we believe we're helping make the world better by vetting folks in situations where in reality lives are at stake or reputations are at stake. Most people don't recognize this, but the traditional polygraph that you see in the movies, if you've seen Meet the Parents, Blade Runner, Quantico, is a polygraph that hasn't changed in 100 years. And our scientists out of the University of Utah, specifically Dr. John Kircher, has spent 40 years at improving this capability and is really the individual behind this that needs to be recognized for coming up with a new and innovative way to test people for whether they're lying, that is non-intrusive, that's quick and accurate. So I'd like to just give a shout out to Dr. John Kircher, our chief scientist who's been at this for 40 years. Thanks.
I think we need the home version of that for every parent of a teenager. Well, next up is the consumer products and services category. Please turn your attention once again to the video screens.
You know, at Brandless, we are completely defining this new category of consumer product goods 3. It is highly distributed, it is owned by the individual, it is technology powered, and it allows every individual to become a force for good. You know, over the last couple of years, big transformations have happened since we've come through the pandemic and also with technology, as we've seen tools like Facebook and iOS change the way that they let people reach people. What's this really created is this influencer ecosystem. People care now more than ever about the ingredients that are in products, the impact that it has on the planet, the social good that companies are doing. And we saw this opportunity as all of these things were changing to say the way we help all these mission-driven brands make a bigger difference in the world is also by creating technology that allows their impact to scale and allows people to find out about them faster and amplify all of the good and take out the bad and allow people to really accomplish what their own goals are, but enabling them to also share products.
We are the first company, the first dress company to offer more than 24 sizes in an original dress design. Our sizes range from 0 to 3 months all the way up to 5X, and we have more sizes coming soon. So the industry standard, I think, is like 00 to size 14. But if you look at reports, the average American woman is actually a size 16. So this supply doesn't meet the demand, and it's a little outdated and I think a little bit harmful. And so we're really trying to, meet those needs of all these women, and we're trying to change the narrative so that we can embody as many people as we can. We've honestly built this amazing community. I mean, Ivy is nothing without our community right now, and they're incredible. They push us to do things that we wouldn't have done before, and they challenge us, and we love to bring new ideas to life because of them. They empower other women every single day. And I think that continues to help us grow, and not even just as business owners, but as a company itself, because they're reaching other women that maybe we wouldn't have been able to reach because they're pushing us to do more than what we probably would have done.
The Listen Everywhere system consists of a streaming server that connects to the venue's existing wireless network, and it streams the venue audio over Wi-Fi to a free app that's downloaded on the end user's personal smartphone. The end users hear the venue audio through their smartphone connected headphones, or they can stream the audio directly from their phone to their Bluetooth enabled earbuds or hearing aids. The Listen Everywhere system is ideal for venues such as performing arts centers, houses of worship, classrooms, lecture halls, corporate boardrooms, or any other venue that needs to hear the audio more clearly. Listen Everywhere system solves the challenges of individual hearing loss, distance from the talker, background noise, poor acoustics that often limit the user's ability to hear the venue audio clearly.
Please give a warm welcome to our honorable mention recipient, Ivy City Co. Recognized for their dress designs for all sizes, please welcome to the stage their Vice President, Kendra Stephenson. Please welcome to the stage second place winner, Brandless. Congratulations. Accepting the award today on behalf of Brandless is Tanya Brown. Congratulations to our first place honoree in the Consumer Products and Services category, Listen Technologies, for their Listen Everywhere Assistive Listening System. Please give a warm welcome to Cody Hall.
Hello, everyone. Wow, I did not expect to win this, so I'm a little unprepared on a speech, but I do want to give a big shout out to Carrie Commons, who is here with me today. She's our corporate marketing manager, and everyone back at Listen headquarters in Bluffdale, Utah. So it's an honor to receive this, and yeah, I'm very honored. You know, sometimes we hear from customers on how we've provided life-changing experiences. We hear from our customers on how, you know, oftentimes through tears, how our solution has changed their lives. Because in a venue, you know, say such as this, they wouldn't otherwise have been able to hear the message. And, you know, being able to provide that inclusivity and that solution to them, it's really cool to work for a company like this. So thank you.
Let's learn about our finalists in the consumer software category. Turn your attention to the video screens.
Our innovation is mass adoption for crypto. What we really wanted to create for this ecosystem is a place where people can easily buy and sell crypto, earn interest on their crypto, send and receive crypto really easily with friends and family, and be able to access crypto in a myriad of ways through debit cards, credit cards, ACH wire, and also something called CoinZoom Cash. And through CoinZoom Cash, users can go to any Walgreens right now, walk into any Walgreens, scan a barcode on your CoinZoom app, deposit, $50 bill, $100 bill, and that's instantly deposited into your CoinZoom account. And you can buy Bitcoin or 40 other cryptocurrencies. We call ourselves the complete crypto experience, where people, when they sign up, they have all this functionality. They get their own coins and Visa cards, so they can kind of use us as their bank. They get an account number, a routing number, a free digital Visa card when they sign up with us. So our aim is to really help people enter this digital economy in a safe and easy way.
The name of our innovation is the Okavu Network. Our company used to be named Seek, now it is named Okavu. And that is a complete dedication and sign from our company that that we are dedicated to the future of Web3. It's a suite of solutions that allows brands, influencers, artists, individuals even, anybody that wants to build a community through Web3 principles, but making it easy to access through Web2 UI. That allows people to jump into the world of NFTs, of tokens, of the metaverse, 3D, AR, and all of these new technologies that power the next layer of the internet. We want people to be able to use the elements from Web 1 and 2 that they're comfortable with, like social profiles and online purchasing and engaging and commenting on different products or customers or activities. And then behind the scenes, we turn that into real Web3 interactions. That becomes really exciting for a brand when they can start to get some of those Web3 benefits without putting a fancy new interface or UI in front of the user. They can be presented with something that's comfortable, and the brand can start to benefit from all of these incredible Web3 enhancements.
At V-School, we have a mastery-based, timeless education model. Typical university, you would pay for a bucket of curriculum. For us, you're paying for an outcome. So it's all job-based, it's all mastery-based. And so our form of education, it's also not based on time. We think that time is a terrible indicator of someone's mastery. So we've gotten rid of time. You can take as long as you need to graduate, and you don't move on to a level, or you don't pass a level until you master that specific concept. So the first section of V-School, stage 1 we call it, is the curriculum. You're learning how to code, you're learning how to design, the book stuff. Once you finish that section, you kind of move on to the career piece. And so you're literally getting actual experience, like working for companies, working for projects, and that experience builds a portfolio. And then once you finish that portfolio piece, now you're ready for a job. And we help students get that job. We make the introductions to industry experts, and you don't actually graduate V-School until you have a job. So that's very, very unique. There's no one in the industry that we're aware of that's doing that. You literally stay with us as long as you need to, and we make sure that you have a job once you officially graduate.
Congratulations to our honorable mention recipient, Coin Zoom. Please welcome to the stage their CEO, Todd Crossland. Our second place honoree today in the consumer software category is V-School, recognized for their responsive master-based education model. Please welcome to the stage their CEO, Matt Zaro. And congratulations to our first place honoree in the consumer software category, Okavu, for their Web3 ecosystem. Please welcome co-founders Chris White and Mike Snow.
Super excited to be here and grateful for the opportunity to be in such an amazing space. Web3 is really powerful, and we hope to teach everybody about it and to let everybody get into it without even knowing that they're in it. So,
yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Sure. So we started this in 2016 in a completely different industry. And then we brought on, that was me and John Cheney, the CEO and co-founder, and then we brought on Chris to help build out the AR side. He's our lightning fast iOS developer. But the biggest thing that we took away over the years is constant pivoting to figure out how to make all of these new technologies practical. We've talked to a lot of you here today about NFTs and blockchain, and a lot of you look at us like we're just putting .com in the name, right? But the one thing we pride ourselves on is making these technologies useful and practical, and we're really, really excited to announce some big partnerships this year. We just announced our biggest partnership with BYU to build out an NFT ticketing and marketplace for them that will be launching on August 1. So we're really excited to share a little bit more with some bigger brands than that forthcoming. Thanks, everyone.
Next up is our FinTech category. Take a look at the video screens.
Our innovation is called Glassboard, and it is a fintech app that allows you to pool investors together in order to invest through an SPV into startup companies. Glassboard provides the necessary legal, tax, accounting, banking, compliance, and administration needed in order to do private asset investing. So the challenge is the cost and speed in order to invest into private assets, particularly startup companies. There's always this need to move quickly. And if you go traditional routes, it can be very slow and very expensive. So it locks out a number of individuals and a lot of money that could go into worthy causes like startup companies. So it decreases the cost by 90% and decreases the time by 90%, allowing anybody from anywhere in order to organize an SPV to invest in any private asset that they want. So it really changes everything about how to invest into private assets. Now, anybody from anywhere can organize an SPV to invest into any private asset, and any accredited investor worldwide can now participate, where before it was really locked down to just a few individuals and a few investors. It changes everything.
Our innovation is called the Finicity Open Banking Platform. Our open banking platform provides secure, reliable access to consumers that allows them to permission their financial data. This data puts the consumer in control to use their data to improve credit decisions, expand payment alternatives, and provide better financial management. Finicity's open banking platform allows the use of additional data, particularly in cases where traditional credit reporting doesn't provide the full picture. It also allows consumers to become in charge of how and when that data is used, to understand who has access to their data, and then to ensure that it's used for their benefit. It's a challenge to find consistent win-win solutions in an environment that's in flux from a regulatory perspective, that's quickly evolving with respect to consumer behavior. And that particular challenge is the thing that gets our teams up and energized every single day.
MX is an open finance company. We help build products for financial institutions and other fintech companies that help drive better understanding and management of people's finances. The average consumer has about 7 financial apps or accounts that they use for managing their finances. So everything from checkings, savings, student loans, mortgage, car loans, credit cards. Currently, it's very difficult for people to get a view of their finances. Where MX comes in is we help with consolidation. We help with connectivity, and we also help financial institutions present that data to their customers so that they get a better view of how they're spending their money and saving, more importantly. MX feels we have a moral imperative to advance mankind, and we're doing that through the tools that we help provide to our customers, financial institutions, so that people get a better understanding of their finances, but there are also actionable things that they can go do. We empower the world to be financially strong. And we feel that our tools help people gain better understanding of their finances.
The Honorable Mention Award goes to Finicity, a MasterCard company. Please welcome to the stage Lisa Kimball, Senior Vice President of Open Banking Credit Services. Coming in second place is MX, recognized today for their modern approach to financial data connectivity. Please welcome to the stage Chief Information Officer Felix Quintana. And that leaves us with this year's first place winner in the consumer software category, Assure. Congratulations and welcome to the stage their co-founder and CEO, Jeremy Nilsson.
Well, I'd like to first start and thank Utah Business and Stoel Rives for these innovation awards and to be a part of it. I want to do, for sure, a large shout out to the Glassboard team, Andrew, Rob, Taylor, Matt, Jason, Tim. What I ask you to do, I take a law firm, take an accounting firm, a tax firm, a bank, compliance and admin, put it in a bag, shake it up, and kick out a platform, and you guys did it. It's an amazing. And in addition to that, what's really fun is sitting here seeing some of the companies present on the screen and win awards, and Assure has been a part of funding those companies through Glassboard. So not only are we part of the innovation, just creating cool stuff, we're also part of growing these companies through helping funding happen to them and the next generation. So thank you very much.
The next category for this afternoon is hardware and electronics. Please take a look at the video screens to learn about this year's finalists.
Elfel was founded in 2001 doing research and development in the field of high-performance digital cameras. Elfel cameras were used in Google Books and Google Street View projects.
Our current work is to implement our existing long-range passive 3D reconstruction technology to infrared imaging, which will result in low SWaP-C head-mounted thermal 3D perception system. Night vision goggles and thermal cameras currently used only provide flat 2D images or rely on human natural stereo vision ability to perceive depth from the images. Elfel thermal depth sensing system provides situational awareness and precise ranging up to 100 meters. Deep subpixel disparity resolution is a key factor in achieving robust 3D perception. It is achieved by three components of our technology: quad stereo camera instead of binocular, advanced calibration, training and inference of the deep neural network to predict the depth map from 2D correlation results. As a result, we get 5-time increase in accuracy of disparity resolution compared to the current state of the art. Elfel thermal 3D perception system will use ultra-compact thermal sensor modules. It needs to be integrated with heads-up display and will be compatible with existing advanced combat helmets.
It's called Skull IQ technology, and we basically wanted our Skullcandy consumers to be able to have the real freedom that comes with a truly hands-free, voice control driven experience with your headphone. For example, the ability to accept or reject phone calls just using your voice. Don't touch your phone. the ability to pull up and down different types of content or brand experiences, and then control those with your voice, or being able to control headphone experiences like turning on and off outside noise, again with just your voice. So the decision we made at Skullcandy was, as a young person brand, we wanted our consumers to be able to have that freedom, but at a price point they can afford. So we're offering this at $80, which is far less expensive than the ecosystems. So in a way, for a little company like Skullcandy to offer better functionality than Apple and Samsung, that's a big deal for a small company out of Park City, Utah.
The name of our innovation is the XR1, which we refer to as a sensory reality pod, which sounds kind of weird, but if you think about it as a teleporter that you can walk into and will send you anywhere you can imagine. As consumers, we've always fantasized about the Star Trek holodeck. Or about Ready Player One, and being able to go to these virtual worlds that we believe is real. The reality for us is that current levels of virtual reality isn't delivering that for us. And so we looked at it as, well, how far can we push towards that goal where you actually can go into a fantasy world and believe that it's real? And that was the journey that we set out on to accomplish. And with that, we firmly realized that sensory effects or feeling is really the missing component. So that although you can look around and you can hear these virtual worlds, you need to feel what's going on to actually believe that it's real. And for us, that meant being able to add physical properties to digital objects and then deliver that feeling of those digital objects to you in reality. You know, for us, that's kind of the promise of what we're trying to do, is that feeling that drives the experience.
The 2022 Honorable Mention recipient in the Hardware and Electronics category is Skullcandy. Recognized for their Skull IQ smart feature technology, please give a warm welcome to the Application Product Manager for Skullcandy, Jenny Bukhar. Our second place honoree today is Spark XR for their XR1 Sensory Reality Pod. Please welcome to the stage Jeff Peters, founder and COO of Spark XR. And our first place honoree in Hardware and Electronics category is Elfil. Please welcome Olga Filipova, their Vice President.
Wow, I really didn't expect that. Thank you very much. I want to thank the Utah Innovation Center, Linda Cabarrus, who nominated us. And as a result, we've got this award. Elfil was founded in 2001, and we started with providing open hardware and free software digital cameras that were a very flexible and very powerful machine vision platform that was used in many universities around the world because of its easy integration into any equipment. And our first successful business was with Google for providing them Google cameras for Google Book Scanning project, and later on for their Street View project. So all first high-resolution images of San Francisco were done with LFL cameras. Then when the cell phone industry, it really hit hard, the camera business, and we started thinking of like, what can we do? Where can we find our niche? As we build our own cameras, we started working in photogrammetry and building high-resolution, really long-range depth perception based on images. So with our RGB cameras, we can provide up to 8 kilometers, thousands of meters accurate depth measurement. And then we were also looking for implementation in different military applications, and realized that thermal imaging is very useful technology, but it cannot be used so far for depth sensing because of its low contrast. So our scientific research patented technology in contrast improvement of thermal sensing allowed us to move into that realm of depth sensing and accurate 3D measurements with thermal imaging, which can be used for autonomous navigation of ground vehicles instead of kind of LiDAR technology. So I'm really honored to be awarded, and thank you very much for this great opportunity.
The next category is medical and health. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
Ionic has developed a technology that detects cancer in its earliest stages. We've done that by really changing the game, and instead of focusing on cancer itself, we look for the body's reaction to the presence of cancer. This enables us to detect cancer much earlier than competing technologies. We've been working on this technology for over a decade, but it's only been over the last 24 to 36 months that we've really understood the power of the technology, understood its capability. We've gone from detecting lung cancer only to now detecting lung, breast, brain, and we're currently working on nearly a dozen other cancers. 1 in 2 of us are gonna get cancer, 1 in 5 of us are going to die. Those are the stats. They're hard, they're painful, and what they've proved is that every single one of us has been affected by cancer in one way or another over the course of our life. We know that if we can detect cancer in its earliest stages, we can save 90% of those who are diagnosed. Our innovation doesn't change the industry. Our innovation changes the world.
The Tech RMD is the device that we make at Mattia Robotics. It's a mobility device for people with walking disabilities. So this is a robotic stand-up wheelchair that allows people in a manual wheelchair to stand up and then move about their space independently with the help of a caregiver. So the Tech RMD is intended for people with paralysis who are in a manual wheelchair, and it's intended to allow them to stand up, which addresses a whole host of medical issues that people in wheelchairs face. But honestly, the biggest impact that the Tech RMD has for people in wheelchairs is it gives them a psychological benefit. Being able to see the world at eye level is just a really important aspect about what we do. And so it's an innovation that impacts people's psychology and of course the clinical issues as well. It's a device that was designed to be practical relative to other solutions out there on the market at a very affordable price point. This device can revolutionize stand-up power wheelchairs and be widespread to help people with paralysis.
So our innovation is the Scout radar localization system. So Scout's been an important contributor in the movement towards breast tissue conservation in the treatment of breast cancer. So SCOUT uses radar localization to help surgeons pinpoint the tissue that they want to remove while leaving healthy tissue behind. And it's made a significant contribution to helping patients have a more comfortable and streamlined experience. Now, traditionally, just prior to surgery, a patient would need to go to radiology, where under imaging, a radiologist could implant a very thin wire. Now, that wire would protrude through the skin, and that would help the surgeon locate and access the tumor to be removed. With SCOUT, we implant a tiny little radar localization marker that's implanted right into the tumor. It's about the size of a grain of rice. And the nice thing is that can be implanted days or even weeks prior to surgery. Now, the physician then uses a wand to very precisely locate the tissue to be removed, and it simplifies the procedure for the patient, and it adds additional precision for the surgeon.
Honorable mention in the medical and health category is Merit Medical. For their SCOUT radar localization system, congratulations and welcome to the stage, Joanne Alkire, Senior Vice President of Global Marketing with Merit Medical. The second place recipient for their Tech RMD innovation is Mattia Robotics. Please welcome their CEO, Chris Tiansky. That leaves our first place honoree in the medical and health category, Ionic Sciences, for their Ionic system. Congratulations and welcome to the stage, their business analyst and bookkeeper, Preston Goetz.
Thank you. And yeah, you did hear that correctly. I'm just the analyst here. Our CEO, Jared Bauer, who you just saw, is in New York to support our fundraising efforts, and we just have a small team here, so we all have to kind of step forward when the occasion requires it. And I just want to reiterate what this innovation really consists of. We're using bioimpedance to detect cancer, and what's really exciting about being a part of this is that we've been able to see a shift in the body's electrical properties, even in the earliest stages of cancer malignancies. And that's at a time when other diagnostic tests like blood biopsy simply cannot attain the biomarkers needed to return a conclusive result. So it's been really exciting to be a part of that, and I'm really proud to be a part of a team that's been willing to do what no one else is doing, and to face the nearly insurmountable challenges associated with that, so that we can see what no one else can see. And I'm grateful to Stoel Rives and Utah Business for recognizing that as well and for affirming that today. So thank you.
Next up is the category for professional services. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
Our innovation is the LineOrg Solutions virtual facilitation platform. And what that is a platform solution that we have partnered with via a third source partner to use our intellectual property, our methodologies doing organization design, strategic planning, strategy clarification and validation to help organizations come together in a collaborative environment and conduct these strategic activities that we would normally do face to face. And so this is much more than just a Zoom or some kind of video conferencing tool. It actually has all the interactive components embedded with our IP and methodologies that we've used for over 2 decades to help companies transform. Imagine a whiteboard with all kinds of methodologies and processes and frameworks behind it, and we're all dialed in and moving things around and designing together, almost as if we were sitting around a conference table, standing up, sitting down, moving things around, designing, masterminding, mapping things out, processes out, concepts out, ideas out. We can all do that now through this virtual facilitation platform and still get pretty significant success in a global transformation with people dialed in from all over the world.
What we do is we provide an educational program for software developers that combines the fundamental teachings with on-the-job training. It's a 1-year program, so it's actually 3 semesters of 15 weeks each. And right now we're focused primarily on web development. So we start with 15 weeks of coding foundations, and then we do front-end web development, back-end web development. Over 1 million tech jobs every year go unfilled, and that's just in the US alone. Obviously, college education, you can get 2-year, 4-year programs, but sometimes the 4-year programs are a huge barrier to entry from cost, time, and then sometimes the boot camp programs are way too short at 12 to 15 weeks. They just don't have time to focus on the fundamentals, so they go right into languages and frameworks. Where we fit really nicely is in that 1-year gap where we can support the working mother, we can support those who don't have 4 years to dedicate to a degree, and our costs are much lower than a degree. And in some cases, they can be scholarshiped through the Department of Workforce Services or Department of Labor to take our program. And by the time they graduate, they've got 45 weeks of training plus at least 30 weeks of on-the-job training.
So 95% of the world's consumers are outside of the United States. We want to connect Utah businesses with those opportunities, but it can be really daunting to go global on your own. And so we try to help Utah companies navigate language barriers, regulatory issues, anything that can pop up on their international journey. What many companies don't consider when selecting a market is the country's political dynamics, labor costs, regulations. We're here to figure that all out ahead of time before that leap is made. We saw a gap in the market. Before, we've always offered grants and training events and would help businesses go to trade missions and trade shows abroad. But that was really great for companies who knew where they wanted to go. What we wanted to do is help companies discover where they needed to be. And so through Global Business Services, we do really in-depth analysis and give companies the data they need to make the best decisions they can on where to go, where to launch, where to take their companies and their products. We can make sure that you're making the right choices along the way, not getting yourself in over your head in an international market, but you put your best foot forward in the best direction that you need to go. And we're here to help. We don't want you to go it alone.
Please give a warm welcome to our honorable mention honoree in the professional services category, World Trade Center, recognized for their global business analytics services for Utah companies. Welcome, Julia Pappas. Our second place honoree, Align.org Solutions, for their virtual facilitation platform. Please give a warm welcome to their president, Reed Deschler. Congratulations to our first place honoree in the professional services category, Dev Pipeline. Welcome to Jason Fletcher, founder and CEO.
To be honest, I didn't think 2 years ago that we would have more than 8 people that were interested in what we were doing. And it's a great honor to be awarded and recognized. At Dev Pipeline, we really do care about career advancement and helping people who maybe have never seen software development as an opportunity. We're finding a lot of success in the rural communities especially. In fact, Dev Pipeline just recently opened an office in Vernal, Utah, of all places. And we're super excited to work with those that really want to find an opportunity in software development, and we're super excited to even be in your company. So thank you.
Our final category of the afternoon is sustainability. Please turn your attention one last time to the video screens.
The name of our innovation is Green Glycolipids for the recovery of rare earth metals from wastewater solutions. So rare earth elements are national security issues, as most of the production of those materials is by China. And so we're trying to domesticate the production of these vital metals here in the United States. They're used in everything from your cell phones, laptops, electric vehicles, wind turbines, you name it. So anything that belongs to the green economy somehow uses a rare earth metal in it. And so rather than mining it from traditional ore bodies, we try to mine it from wastewater solutions or waste materials such as fly ash, which is a waste product from coal combustion for power plants. So they have metals, we can extract them using our sugar-based surfactants that are specifically tailored to grab the metals of interest and extract them from the waste material. We work to advance the technology to a point where we're starting to transition it from lab to marketplace.
Our innovation name is Stoel Rives. It's intelligently designing an artificial reef system that saves the ocean floor both with corals and kelp. We had a big manufacturing plant in Texas. We took it global. Coral reef people came to us in 2006 and said, you guys need to quit fooling around above the ocean and realize that 72% of the planet is blue. Blue comes first before land because the oxygen truly comes from the ocean. It doesn't come from somebody's wheat field in Des Moines. We were a nanomaterial science company. We still are. And what we've designed is a mineral matrix that mimics established coral reefs. But 70% of these modules are covered in kelp. So now we know that it works for corals and for kelp. So we're mobilizing around the planet to say, if we have 7 years, and that's kind of the timeline to save these oceans, where can we put it where it'll make the most difference, feed the most fish, feed the most people, and bring other innovations to islands and coastal communities.
At Smart, we developed the Smart Rain Smart Controller. This is a smart irrigation controller and web-based software that utilizes accurate and local weather data to optimize water usage, which saves time, money, and our most valuable resource, fresh water. The brains behind what we do is actually the cloud-based software, which is utilizing that very localized weather data, and it's optimizing the sprinkler programming so that we make sure that the sprinklers are running only how much they need to and only when they need to. I think it's very important for us to be focused on how we're utilizing our water. It's been shown that about 60% to 70% of the water that we use on our homes and commercial properties actually go to landscaping, and about 50% of that is wasted due primarily to overwatering. The founder of SmartRain had also run a very successful landscaping business. They were looking for a solution for managing the water usage on commercial clients' properties. After quite a while of utilizing other products that were out there, we found that nobody really met this and had the solutions that we were looking for. And so we found that to be a great opportunity to come in and fill that gap.
The honorable mention for the sustainability category is Reves. Welcome to the stage, Melody Brenna, CEO and owner. The second place recipient today is Smart Rain for their Smart Commercial Irrigation Controller. Congratulations and welcome to the stage their president, Dan Hymas. And our first place honoree in the sustainability category with their glycolipids for rare earth metals recovery, GlycoSurf. Congratulations and welcome to Chief Scientist Ryan Stoel.
Not bad for a soap company, right? So thank you for Stoel Rives and Utah Business for the honor in letting us do this. It's also very, very cool to be up here with a lot of people doing very, very neat stuff. There's only 4 of us in the business, really, so shout out to Chet, our CEO. Shout out to Bobby, my lab assistant, and our whole team of interns. And also, we don't just make specialty soaps, we also have regular soap, too. It's called Batch 21, so look it up, Google it. It's very good soap. Thank you for everything.
He just booked it right up here, didn't he? All right, let's once again give these amazing innovation honorees a round of applause. We thank you for your insight, creativity, and innovations that are making an impact. Before you leave, we have a few housekeeping items. As an attendee today, we are offering a complimentary 1-year subscription to Utah Business. There is a QR code in the center of each table that will take you to register for that. And as a reminder, your parking is paid for. If you didn't receive a voucher when you checked in, please make sure you get one from a Utah Business staff member at the registration table before you leave. We do like to do our part in recycling, so if you would, please leave your name badge on your table or at the registration table. Again, congratulations to the 2022 Innovation Awards, and thank you to all of our sponsors for your support today in celebrating with these incredible companies.